Alright, Argus and Trinexx. I highly recommend that you do both of these fights on the Rando Prakak because they do change pretty drastically on the regular ROM versus the uh fast ROM. Oops. Alright. Argus, you're always gonna dash into this room. You're always going to dash into this room, and you kind of want to get a little closer to him, just so your hookshot doesn't have as far to go. In the regular ROM, this is a lag reduction strat, but you don't need to worry about that for fast ROM, so yeah, just hook slash, hook slash, hook slash, hook slash, and then it should keep him to a 1 cycle. If you're really fancy, you can like do a hook dash here, try to grab as many of these as possible. But like, unless you like pull this off really well, then you're not gonna lose time over. So Argus is on a timer. When the timer runs out, he either does the spread attack or the or if he doesn't have any puffs left, he jumps up. So basically, you're just counting cycles. So you're not gonna lose time if you not gonna lose time unless you can skip a cycle. As long as you keep this to 1, everything should be fine. If you're low on health, you can stand back here. But if you're looking to go fast, you can do 2, back up, 2 more, and then run into this corner over here. So for the second phase, you just like get your fire rod out and then. So Argus's first movement is always down right. So you want to kind of post up like upright of him. And you can have 2 fire rod shots on the screen at the same time, so it's like not completely terrible. Like you just have to time them, because if you're too fast, you won't take damage from one of them. And whenever Argus jumps up like that, he homes in on Link's position. So like you see, he's always going in the same spot. Like as soon as he's off the screen, you can move into position. That's the pattern. If you can't do that, then like just doing a spin or doing 2 spins is fine. Like here we see 2357. The fire rod doesn't save as much time as you think it does. So it looks like 3-ish seconds. What's going wrong? Oh, I'm missing. That's right. Yeah, so I'm like, I like stay outside of where his hitbox is gonna be, and then as soon as he lands, because if you're standing here when he's landing, then you get hit. Like that. So I step out of his hitbox, and then when he lands, you have a little bit of time to just nudge into position there. can also do this with the ice rod. It's a little weirder timing. Get an actual good save state here. So the timing is slightly different for ice rod, but you can use it if you don't have the fire rod, but you have the ice rod. The fastest method is to use a silver arrow. So hit there, you would just go straight to the right, and then I take a small step down before facing back to the left, because you know his first movement after he lands is going to be down right, and it doesn't matter where he lands in the room. His first movement is always down right. After that, he just bounces around the room like the DVD logo. So yeah, that's that. So for Master Sword, you want to let your sword charge, and then you want to be getting 2 puffs at once. If you can get 3, that's cool, but you always want to do spins with this though until you're at the last couple of puffs, and then you can slash. And the same as before, So with Master Sword, this requires 3 fire or ice rod shots. It is like 200 times easier with the ice rod, just because you can only have 2 fire rod shots on the screen at the same time. So you really, really have to time it. The ice rod is a little easier because the shots are spaced out a little more. And it gives the animation enough time to get off the screen. And then with Fighter Sword, it's just about the same as Master Sword, except like you have to do spins. You don't have any backup for slashes, so you must do spins with Fighter Sword. But spins with Fighter Sword are like 3,000 times faster than doing the menu fight, like the swordless fight, where you hook a couple of puffs, menu to hammer, and hammer them, and then repeat there. So yeah, that's that one. And then, all right. So for trinexx, you're gonna have tempered most of the time for this fight. But it's the same concept with gold sword as well. So this is your dash line right here. So this is your safe dash line. The visual cue I'm using is this line in the wall. You just put your feet on it and you dash up. So by the time you get up here, you can just pretty much cast the ice rod whenever you want. It's hard to be too fast, but it's possible. So, but yeah, ice rod 1, 2, 3, 4. Ice rod, switch to fire rod, and get your 5th hit in. And then after that, you kind of just have to read the RNG of the right head. If he swoops all the way down there, there's no way you're hitting him. So you kind of just have to wait for him to swing back up. And the reason I'm doing a dash there is to prevent a frame perfect restun, which is not something that you want. Because, like, yeah, I can probably do some more damage, but you want to try not to restun him. So yeah, and don't menu to Fire Rod until after you've done the first volley. You have to hit him twice. Dash down. Yeah, if you don't do that dash down and you go for additional hits, then sometimes you will get the... So if you damage either of the heads on the same frame that was about to reanimate from being stunned, it will restun the head, but it won't do any damage to it, and it'll knock you out of position. So that's why you don't want that. It can save magic if you can recover it, but a lot of times, like, you'll get it and then he'll fuck off all the way to the left, and then you're just in a worse position than you were before. So, in the interest of doing this fight the same exact way every single time, just do that dash down. So sometimes you'll only need 4 slashes for the right head. That's because sometimes when you're shooting right to left, sometimes the Fire Rod splash damage will do an additional hit and actually do damage. So if it does that twice, then it replaces one of your sword swings. Yeah. So. Yeah. So this just fundamentally changes the way you do the fight. But it is safer because even if it's not a problem now, like, you're just completely removing the possibility that you're gonna get hit by either fire or ice and take damage from that. Because he can't shoot behind him. So the heads can't shoot behind him, but he can do the middle head strike when you're behind him. That's why you want to kind of keep to a 1 cycle. So you can 1 cycle it with Tempered. You can actually do a 0 cycle with Gold Sword. You see, I skipped the middle head strike. That's a 0 cycle. But same basic concept for Tempered and Gold, just you have to remember that with Gold you only need 3 hits instead of 5. Anything less than Tempered Sword, you're going to be doing the hammer fight. I'm gonna go magic here. Should always have full magic for this fight. I don't know why it starts you at 96, but yeah, so this is how a hammer fight will look. I do these from the front. There is a way to do it from behind, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I didn't hit. But you kind of have to menu while the hammer swing is going on. Like that. So that you can come over here, and then here you just get as many Fire Rod and slashes as you can while the other head is blowing up, because you're not able to menu. And then just knock this down. If you have half magic, it makes it a lot easier. And then, yeah, don't try to quick swap through this fight, because it's terrible. And if you have Master Sword, you can do spins here, but if you have Fighter Sword, then, well, you're probably in a lot worse spot, but, yeah. And then this is one of the situations where you can hammer up and not worry about the hitbox, because his hitbox is so big and it's moving that you don't need to super worry about it. And if you only get 2 hits in the first cycle, then that's fine. Just make sure you get 3 on the second one. And this is the reason to practice on fast ROM and not slow ROM, because when you're on fast ROM like this, he comes out of here like he's shot out of a cannon. Versus on the regular ROM, it lags pretty significantly. Alright. That's all I've got, I guess.